everybody. Oh, it's such a magical afternoon today. I drove home from dropping off some prints at the post office. And man, I mean, we got a few inches last night and everything is just magical. That's a few inches on top of the 15 inches or so that we got in the past few days. So all the treetops are just looking so spectacular. And just drove by the usual spot for this northern hawk owl that I've been seeing lately. Sure enough, he was right there hunting in a field. So I'm gonna throw some snowshoes on and see what I can make happen. I am so excited for this one. Moose tracks. Now the hawk owl was somewhere just past this tree line. And I'm really hoping he's still there. Even if he's not perched on one of these trees, he's bound to be somewhere in the area. Oh, I think I see him. This northern hawk owl is getting harassed by a few birds right now. I think it was a red-breasted nuthatch that attacked it that I just saw. But I see ravens, Bohemian waxwings, crows, magpies, gray jays, pretty much every other bird passing through here just loves to harass this northern hawk owl. They don't get along, especially because this is a diurnal owl, and so it mostly hunts during the daytime, just like all these other birds. And so there's never peace between these birds. And that just makes it this much more interesting. Slow going, but these snowshoes definitely help a lot. There's not usually too many photo opportunities when I get onto this other side of the field because he's pretty covered out in there. But it's still worth a shot. The reason I know so much about this specific owl is because he's actually been hanging around here for just over a month now, which is pretty special. Not a lot of people can say that about a northern hawk owl, especially for this area in Alaska. There are some spots where they like to nest down in Kodiak and a lot of the northern areas. Homer, for whatever reason, doesn't seem to get as many. And so it's quite the treat to get this guy. Just being patient and hanging out, hunting in front of us. Definitely something I'm trying not to take for granted. I really thought we were going to get some activity out in this field, that he'd be kind enough to start hunting right in front of us, but how much can you ask from this guy? There's so much habitat, so much good habitat, in my opinion, around here for this guy. And yet he chose to hang out 2 minutes from my house, 2-minute drive. Can't complain. You'll see in my photos that I really like to use foreground as natural framing. You can throw some white in there from the snow. on these branches right in front of me. And to me, that can really make or break an image. Well guys, I had to call it early today. I had to head back to my car so I don't get plowed in. My sedan doesn't have the kind of ground clearance to deal with that situation. But it ended on a pretty good note. I was able to get some wider environmental portraits through all that foreground, and I'll be sure to include some photos that I've gotten in the past couple weeks. And thanks so much for following along. Hope you enjoyed this. I think I like this style a lot. I'm trying out my new GoPro setup so I can flip it around, show you what I'm capturing, and then flip it back and talk to you guys. Feel free to subscribe, and if you're into this kind of thing and you want to see more of this, let me know, and thanks for watching. So I'm on my way home and I see him, and he's much closer right off the road. I'm just parked here right on the road. Hopefully no one gets too bothered by me being parked here. I'm not going to spend a long time, but he's on a pretty good perch. It's got kind of a nice little flat top, and it's all snowy, and what a good looking owl.